F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism.
We interrupt today's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism for an important public service announcement.
Do you know a Morning Joe host or a pundit? You may want to check in on them and ask about their welfare. After months of bragging to us that Joe Biden is mentally sharp.
No, I just always told people that the president's very sharp. If you say something or write something, there have been times he's called and he's refuted it very sharply.
Just weeks ago, Joe Scarborough himself told us.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second, and I've known him for years.
All the leftist hosts argued that videos of bad, brain-dead Biden were nothing but cheap fakes.
Lying about Joe Biden and these cheap fakes, now they follow up where there's no way they're going to cheap fake their way out of if Biden has a good night.
Well, it was more good night for Biden than Biden having a good night at the debate. And after years of Democratic leaders and their media operatives claiming Biden was mentally sound, well, we all knew they were lying. There was no calling this video a cheap fake. The cast of Morning Joe was so sad this morning. They were trying to place blame anywhere they possibly could, posing the idea that the real problem was that Trump couldn't interrupt Joe Biden, and that forced Biden to have to finish his sentences.
The format with the microphones, in a weird way, even though that was a Biden campaign suggestion, it seemed to backfire because it actually forced Trump to be more muted and disciplined because he couldn't jump in. And by Trump not jumping in, that made Biden just have to finish his answers.
Despite the despondent Morning Joe team, that plucky Mika, well, she offered up a glimmer of hope.
Well, unlike Claire, I think it is absolutely possible to correct this. I do think that, moments are fleeting. TV can be vapor when the next moment arrives and you have a moment of strength or humor or a lot of different things. And if he gets better and if he is okay, and I think that's a fair question to ask, is he okay?
That is the question all the leftist media is trying desperately to wrap their heads around now.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. To what do we do about this? And it involves very senior people in the Democratic Party, including elected officials, saying we have a problem.
Of course, leftist media also admitted something else that we all already knew.
I can walk you through how I'm supposed to see it and say it, but I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy.
Imagine that a leftist anchor reporter, that's how CNN labels him, saying that they love Joe Biden on the air. That's so shocking.
It's critical that we ask the same questions about this man I love.
It just pains me, but I don't believe he's the right man right now.
And it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic, it's pain of what we saw tonight.
Amazingly, none of the leftist media wants to admit that they caused this pain by being propaganda and parroting the White House talking point that all video evidence of Biden's declining mental state was
a cheap fake. At least that's what the White House calls this viral video of President Biden.
The White House says there's a cheap fake problem.
Cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes. Videos of real events that are intentionally manipulated.
We're hearing about so-called cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes.
Lying about Joe Biden and these cheap fakes.
The real cheap fakes here, folks, are the leftist media. So please, check on their welfare if you can, because now this is less about Joe Biden and more about the pain that they are suffering.
We have no idea right now how many people watched the debate. We have no idea how many people tuned the debate out after watching it for 10, 12, or 15 minutes last night. So we don't know the impact really yet. We'll find out. But what Reverend Al said is so critical to understanding the importance of last night. This is about us.
Yeah, in many ways, it really is. I'm Eric Shiner from MRCTV, asking you to help us in our effort to help the media come to terms with truth, even though they often find it
painful.
Please head over to the MRC homepage, click on that donate button, check out MRC-TV for the latest in videos, information, and entertainment, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the sites that let you see us. We'll be back soon with another look at leftist media madness.
I want to invite you as my guest on a very special, once-in-a-lifetime, 7-day post-election cruise in the Caribbean. It's going to be a blast.